now a ferret-free zone. At least I hope it is.
Hi, Nat.
Unfortunately, it's not a brother-free zone. My brother Arthur, otherwise known as Wart. Well, you can't choose your relatives. Anyway, Matt finally gathered up the ferrets and took them away. And fortunately, he was only looking after them for a friend for a week or so. What sort of a friend wants you to look after their ferrets?
The best sort of friend.
What sort of friend keeps ferrets?
The very best sort of friend. Interesting. But no biscuits.
Anyway, things are going really well this week with my new boyfriend, Dreamy Dave Thompson. Oh, he's about as dreamy as it gets. The ultimate in cool. And he's just so fit. And he's coming round later, so... The big question. What am I going to wear? Looks like I've been trying. Still too colourful? This? Yes.
At last. Anyway.
Hands.
What?
Go and wash your hands.
Why?
Because they're bound to be filthy after a day at school.
Hey, mind the shards.
What?
You know, the shards, the pieces of broken pot.
Wart, my parents are archaeologists. I know what shards are. And I never want to see one again as long as I live.
Yeah, but they're really interesting.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, sometimes they have writing or pens on them. And you have to see if they're the same style as other bits of pot found in the area. Or if they're from somewhere else. In which case, they're probably trade goods. And so you ask yourself, how did they get there? And the
Well done, Arthur.
Thanks.
Arthur, why not try some of your aunt's homemade lemonade? Freshly made this afternoon.
Great.
And then you can come into the study and see some maps of the site.
Oh, cool. Would you like to try some, Georgina?
No way. How you know why I didn't want any?
That was absolutely...
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Mum. Hi, Aunt Penny.
Ah, you found my lemonade.
It's certainly very lemony.
What about you, Georgina? Did you have some lemonade?
I'll have some later, thanks, Mum. Much, much later.
Good.
Hi.
Yes?
It's about the parents' evening. Gina didn't get one because she missed the last lesson.
Oh, really?
Is she back yet?
In the kitchen?
Cheers. Hi.
Oh, hi. What do you think?
Oh, yuck!
I brought you the reminder about the parents' evening, but your cleaning lady's got it.
Who?
Your new cleaning lady in the hall. She'll give it to your mum, won't she? Won't just bin it.
Oh, yes.
Gina, are you sure about these?
Well, I thought Gavin would like them. He likes soft.
You're not dressing to please a man, are you?
No.
That's the pits.
Honestly, what do you think?
Well, honestly, I think they make you look like your new cleaning lady, but without the style. Waiting for Dave, are we?
What's it to you?
I suppose you realise he'll dump you the way he dumped all the others.
Including Annie?
Oh, I don't think so.
Just you wait.
Nats, what are we going to do about the way my mother dresses? Annie thought she was the cleaner.
Well, most of the time she doesn't really need clothes, does she? I mean, fashionable, smart clothes, because she's in and out of excavations all the time.
But she's found out about the parents' evening, so she and Dad are bound to come. And I'll have to be seen with them. It'll be so embarrassing. I mean, Annie's mother has a wall-to-wall designer wardrobe.
You don't think bad dress sense runs in families, do you?
What am I going to do, Nats?
Have you tried having a word with them?
It wouldn't do any good. I just know they'll turn up looking as if they're off for a day's digging.
Well, I have to get on. Dave and I are designing a poster for his latest campaign.
Where?
What do you mean, where?
In which room? Because Gavin's coming round to help me with my history.
But you're always tops in history.
So, we're going to discuss things.
Well, Dave and I will be making posters in the sitting room. Just the two of us.
Uncle George asked me if I'd like to be an archaeologist. And I said it sounded like a kind of nice job, because you didn't have to wear a tie and go to an office. And it wasn't at all like Dad's work, because you could travel to much more exciting places than Belgium or our garage, and you can get really dirty, and no one would mind. Except it wasn't a really good job, because you spent all your time digging up bits of Roman bicycles and boring stuff like that. And Georgina's dad said the Romans didn't have bicycles, and I said, I know that, it was a joke. And he said, actually, it would be very interesting if he discovered a Roman bicycle, and it would make him world famous. And I said I preferred animals, because it actually moved around and did things, and ate each other, which is much more exciting. Except archaeology might be interesting if you were digging up something like a battlefield full of people with axes through their head and stuff like that. But Georgina's dad said archaeology wasn't really that sort of job. You had to be patient and careful. So perhaps I am better off sticking to animals running around and eating each other, because that's obviously much more my kind of thing.
I'm afraid your uncle and I need all the table space we can get at the moment, dear, to sort our finds out. We have to produce the report as soon as possible.
But we have a poster to make.
Is that homework?
Well, Dave and I are designing it for his campaign. He'll be arriving in about 10 minutes.
And what about your homework?
I'll do it later.
I'm sorry, Natalie, but I really do want you to do your homework before you meet your friends. Then you can have the whole of the rest of the evening to yourself.
But we had it all organised.
Well, phone Dave and reorganise. I'm sure he'll understand.
Hi, Dave, it's me. Naz. Listen, we're going to have to reschedule doing the poster. Can you come round later this evening instead? Say about 8 o'clock? Oh, you can't. Why not? No, of course I'm not trying to tie you down. I know it's none of my business. I just thought you might be able to... Hang on. Kitchen. Dave. Hello? Dave, are you there? Can you just step out my way?
Good evening, Dr. Wild.
Evening.
Hello, Arthur, young fellow me lad. Made any good swaps today? Nothing quite like being a swapper.
Yes, why don't you help yourself to some of my aunt's homemade lemonade over there?
Oh, yes, thanks. Don't mind if I do.
You see this group of shards, Arthur? There's a sturdy handle and a bit of a rim.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a storage jar or something.
Well, that's right, an amphora. Well done, Arthur.
What comes in a jug and has a bigger bite than a Tyrannosaurus Rex?
Hi there.
Hello, Tina.
Gavin. Yuck! You look like something from one of Granny's magazines.
Shut up, Wart.
Oh, that looks different, dear. Been borrowing your mother's clothes?
Yes, you look so sweet and feminine.
Oh, yuck!
And what a lovely fragrance.
Yuck!
What is it?
Fleabane, stinking iris, bog orchid.
Freesia.
Oh, super. That's one of Mother's favourites, Freesia.
Oh, yuck!
Come on, Gavin. I think it's warm enough to go and sit in the garden.
Yeah, watch out for the wildlife!
Today will be a memorable day. You will make unlooked-for discoveries.
So what's new? I'm an archaeologist. I'm used to making unlooked-for discoveries.
In the home.
What?
Just a little something I thought you might like to know about. An invitation is coming your way.
Parents' evening. Yes, I know.
Bother. My time frame's malfunctioning again.
Oh, I've only just found out about it.
It still removes the element of surprise. Well, it'll just be a little get-together with soft drinks and nibbles and lots of new faces.
I hate little get-togethers. It's one of the reasons I became an archaeologist.
Don't worry. You'll go down a storm, despite the misgivings of your nearest and dearest.
But my husband has every confidence in me.
That wasn't the nearest and dearest I meant.
Oh, you mean Georgina?
Well, you wouldn't expect a teenage daughter to have any confidence in you, would you?
Really?
Of course not. Don't these people know anything? Your lucky archaeologist is Howard Carter, and your lucky pudding is banoffee pie.
I hate banoffee pie.
Tough.
And I don't expect to discover that you've missed lessons at school.
It was only one lesson, and it was only social studies. Anyway, I arranged for Gavin to come round to help me with my history.
Now, about this parents' evening.
Oh, you don't have to come. They'd understand.
Of course we're coming.
Oh.
Oh, meaning?
Well, you will wear something reasonable, won't you? You and Dad? Possibly even something smart. I mean, it's not like going on a dig.
Don't worry. We'll do our best.
I mean, you could borrow this if you like.
Oh, no thanks, Georgina. Not quite me.
What's wrong with it?
Well, it looks like something out of one of Granny's magazines. I mean, I like to think your father and I have our own sort of style.
What's the use?
Sponsorship time again. My school's big on sponsorship. This year, my class has opted for a sponsored silence. We're going to do it next week. On a school day, of course. You wouldn't want to waste a weekend not being able to talk. All the important stuff happens at the weekend. School is only education. If you're under 100 and not a parent, you know what I mean. Anyway, a few of us have started preparing for the event already. We've tried to identify the things we most often say which can't be mined. These, we feel, are the essential things you might need to say in an average day. Not my type unless desperate. He's quite fanciable, if you like that sort of thing. Whose turn is it to do the homework? Look out, teacher approaching. All I've got to do now is find some sponsors. Most grown-ups seem to be very willing to pay substantial amounts to shut us up. This is very sad and implies that they don't value our opinions on the way they are living their lives quite as much as they should. Dad even said he'd give me a very generous bonus if I could persuade Wart and Georgina to join in. Fat chance. If I thought for one moment that Wart was capable of keeping his mouth shut for more than 5 minutes, I'd sponsor him myself.
Right, come along, girls. Time to get up. Arthur! Shut up, Jasper!
Shut up, Jasper!
For you, anything.
Well done, Arthur.
It's parents' evening tonight.
Look at it this way. By this time tomorrow, it'll all be over.
Yep, it really will be all over. My street cred will be down to 0, and all the other mothers would have reached at least 0.8 on the Richter fashion scale. Not to mention the fathers.
I'll get it.
Oh, the original billion-year-old T-shirt. I'm surprised he hasn't donated it to a museum.
Well, he'll change for this evening. And you never know what else they might have in their suitcases.
Exactly. That's what worries me.
Arthur, the last case of fines has arrived.
Oh, wow.
Some really interesting things in this one.
Wow.
Some bits of drinking cups, I think. A few pieces of painted ware. And very fragile, some small metal tools. You know, the scrapers they used in the baths instead of soap.
Striggles, you mean?
Well done, Arthur. What's the problem?
Nothing. Just trying to get the toast out.
Let's see.
Can Emily come over tonight?
As long as you've finished your homework. Yvette seems to have let all of you get away with murder, but that's got to stop.
Okay.
Oh! I'm afraid your uncle's not awfully good with complicated equipment.
He can't handle anything further up the evolutionary scale than a trowel.
Dave's coming round to help me do the poster tonight. After I've done my homework.
Oh, George!
Now, Yvette's been letting us get away with murder, but that's got to stop.
Don't bank on it. Oh, how can I do homework when I can't stop thinking about Dave?
It's you and me, babe. You and me against the world.
Yes, Dave.
Only I can save the forests, the seas, the clouds, the plants, the animals.
Yes, Dave.
Only I can save the planet.
Yes, Dave.
I am the supreme eco-warrior.
Oh, Dave, you're wonderful.
Say, Natalie, you know, you're pretty wonderful yourself.
Oh, I could never be as wonderful as you, Dave.
Sure. Arthur, look! There it is! The wood warbler.
Oh, yeah!
And there's another one.
Wow! Oh, and that's...
What do you think you're doing in my fantasy? Get out!
Ooh!
Dave! Bother.
When they've gone, we'll open it. I'll get the stuff out and you list it, okay? Check. Hey, Emily, I've just thought. What kind of shards can you put in a sandwich?
I don't know, what kind of shards can you put in a sandwich?
Pilter shards!
Are you sure you know what you're doing here?
Absolutely. He's been teaching me all about it. I want to do it as a surprise.
Oh, hi, kids.
He's wearing perfume. Yuck.
Hey, parents, it's time we went. Get a move on.
And don't you look gorgeous when you're shouting at people? You know, you can shout at me sometime. I could really go for that.
I don't know about shouting, but I'd quite like to hit you with a large, heavy object. About the size of a piano.
Oh, wow. You really know how to drive a man crazy.
Get off!
25. 20.
Yes, no, 20.
How could you?
What?
There's no time to change now. Come on, I'll just have to tell everyone you're going to a dinner dance afterwards.
I want you just to look through.
Changing. But
You know you can take me to a dinner dance anytime you like.
And what was that supposed to mean?
Nothing.
But you were flirting with her.
So, she's pretty. I like flirting with pretty girls.
How do you think it made me feel? How can you be like that? I don't want you behaving like that.
It's not up to you, is it, Natalie? Stay cool.
I hate you.
Hey.
Now this looks like... What was that? What?
That noise.
I didn't hear anything.
There's definitely something.
Whoa.
There's something in the box.
That was very good, Dave.
It should be okay.
Dave,
Hmm?
you do care about me, don't you? I mean, you would tell me if there was someone else, wouldn't you?
I've told you, Nance. I'm a free spirit, free as the air, the wind. Don't try and tie me down.
But you would tell me if there was someone else, wouldn't you?
Just give it a rest, okay?
Dave, what on earth do you think you're doing?
I've told you,
There's something in the case.
What case?
Uncle George's case. I mean, we were unpacking it as a surprise.
And there's something alive in it.
I mean, it could be a snake, a scorpion, it could be anything. It could be poisonous.
Dave, do something.
Emily, go get Matt. He can deal with it.
Well, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Two rather confused wall lizards that didn't quite realise what they got themselves into. Now, we can give them a nice home in our lab with all the insects they can eat, and you two can come visit them anytime.
I don't think you should be imprisoning them in the lab. I mean, they need the freedom.
They also need an ambient temperature of about 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Next question.
Hi.
Hi, Gina.
How was it?
Okay, I suppose.
Just a minute. Haven't you forgotten something?
Don't think so.
No, not that. There were two of them. You had them with you when you went out. Bigger than that. Parents.
Oh, them. They're still at school. I got a lift back with Annie. A few people recognised Mum and Dad from the photographs on their book jackets, and soon there was a queue for autographs. And Mr. Fender asked them to speak to the History Society.
So, it wasn't too bad then. Your street cred hasn't exactly suffered.
Take it from me, Gina. You're 100% street credible.
Stop it!
Families are funny things, aren't they? One minute you want to die of embarrassment at the very thought that anyone will see you in their company. The next, you feel all sort of warm and glowy just because you belong to them. Or maybe families aren't funny things at all. Maybe we are the funny things because we feel so contradictory about them. Parents' evenings are quite good for helping you keep life in perspective. Before they happen, you build up all this tension, imagining what the parents will wear, what stupid things they will say, or what the teachers will think. Then, when you get there and see everyone else's parents, you begin to feel a whole lot better. Tonight, for example, we had the great good fortune to see Francis Pool's dad in his favourite football team's away strip. He's got the whole kit, right down to the socks. Nobody had the heart to tell him that the strip has changed 5 times since he bought his, and Frances has had to bear the fact that her dad is known to be the biggest wally for miles around. Of course, when I say families, I really mean parents. I wouldn't know about brothers and sisters. I never had any. Coming to live here has been quite an education. In some ways, I've appreciated having Nats around, especially when she lets me borrow her clothes. But as for Wart, I only have to look at him to realise how fortunate I was to escape having a brother. No, I don't have any problem with being an only child. As you can see, I grew up into a wonderfully balanced and centred human being.
I think that went reasonably well. Georgina got a good report. Arthur got 2 wall lizards.
Dave got a flea in his ear.
I must say, he doesn't seem to be making Natalie very happy.
I'm afraid she's going to have to learn.
Maybe we could teach Jasper to bite his feet.
I say.
Yes?
Why didn't ancient Egyptians go to school parents' evenings?
I don't know. Why didn't ancient Egyptians go to school parents' evenings?
Their mummies wouldn't let them.
Oh.
Ha ha ha! I say. If you missed any of that episode...